What if the thing you've been trying to get rid of is actually the thing that keeps your faith alive? What if doubt isn't the enemy of belief, but part of it? Because let's be honest, almost no one talks about this openly, yet nearly everyone experiences it. So here's the question. What if doubt is not a failure of faith, but a doorway into something deeper? Welcome to Sacred Questions, where we explore the difficult, uncomfortable, and often unspoken questions about God, faith, and belief. Today's question is one that many people wrestle with quietly. Is doubt a sign that your faith is weak, or could it actually be part of genuine faith? If you've ever questioned God, struggled with belief, or felt uncertain about what you once held as truth, this conversation is for you. In many religious spaces, doubt is often treated like a problem to fix. You might hear things like, just have more faith. Don't question God. Doubt means you're drifting away. And for some people, this creates a quiet fear. Because when doubts come, and they do come, you start wondering, is something wrong with me? Am I losing my faith? Would a real believer feel this way? So instead of exploring those questions, people often suppress them. But here's the tension. Suppressing doubt doesn't remove it. It just pushes it deeper, where it grows in silence. Interestingly, the Bible itself doesn't present faith as doubt-free. In fact, some of the most central figures in Scripture wrestled deeply with uncertainty. Think about Thomas, often labeled Doubting Thomas. He didn't believe Jesus had risen until he saw proof. And yet, he wasn't rejected. He was invited to see, to touch, to believe. Or consider David, who wrote many of the Psalms. He openly questioned God. Why, Lord, do you stand far off? Why have you forsaken me? These aren't the words of someone pretending everything is okay. They're the words of someone honestly engaging with God. Even Jesus on the cross cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me? That moment alone challenges the idea that faith is always certain, confident, and clear. So maybe the Bible isn't hiding doubt. Maybe it's showing us that doubt can exist within faith, not outside of it. From a theological standpoint, faith and certainty are not the same thing. If you had absolute, undeniable proof of everything about God, would faith even be necessary? Faith, by definition, involves trust. And trust only exists where there is some level of uncertainty. If there's no room for doubt, there's no room for trust either. In that sense, doubt isn't the opposite of faith. Certainty is, because certainty says, I know everything. Faith says, I don't know everything, but I still trust. And maybe that's what makes faith meaningful. Philosophically, doubt plays a crucial role in how we understand truth. Without questioning, beliefs remain shallow. Doubt forces you to ask, why do I believe this? Is it truly mine, or just something I inherited? What happens if I examine it honestly? And through that process, something interesting happens. Some beliefs fall apart, but others become stronger, because they've been tested. In that way, doubt acts less like a destroyer, and more like a refining fire. It burns away what is fragile, and reveals what can endure. So, the question remains, if I doubt, does that mean I'm losing my faith? Not necessarily. It may mean your faith is evolving, moving from something inherited to something personal. Should I ignore my doubts? Ignoring them often makes them stronger. Exploring them carefully and honestly can lead to deeper understanding. What if my doubts never fully go away? Maybe they aren't meant to. Maybe they're reminders that faith is a journey, not a destination. Is doubt dangerous? It can be, if it leads to isolation, fear, or cynicism. But it can also be incredibly meaningful if it leads to seeking, learning, and deeper reflection. So what if we've been looking at doubt the wrong way? What if doubt isn't a crack in your faith, but a sign that your faith is alive? Because something that never gets questioned never grows, and something that cannot survive questions may not be as strong as it seemed. Maybe faith isn't about having all the answers. Maybe it's about being willing to wrestle with the questions. honestly, humbly, and courageously. Maybe real faith doesn't say, I have no doubts. Maybe it says, even in my doubts, I'm still seeking. So here's the question I want to leave you with. What if your doubt isn't pulling you away from God, but inviting you into a deeper, more honest relationship with Him? If this made you think, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever struggled with doubt, and did it weaken your faith or deepen it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring questions like this, questions that don't always have easy answers, make sure to subscribe to Sacred Questions, because sometimes the most important truths begin with the hardest questions.